In this video, I'm looking at the SeeAudio Yume 2 hybrid triple driver IEMs. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Now, you might remember the original Yume model. It was quite popular. I was impressed by some of it, like the tonality, but overall I found it quite boring. When I learned about the number 2, I was like, yeah, okay, let's have a crack at it. And here it is. Now, let me tell you a couple of things. First of all, it's got one DD or one dynamic driver, 2 balanced armatures, and it's priced at $199. It's got a pretty cool looking little box there. There is your usual accessories inside. You get a few good selection of ear tips and you get a little carrying case. But here are the IEMs now. And as you can see, compared to the original one, these ones now have polished aluminium shells, alloy shells. And I gotta say, let's come in for a closer look. And I gotta say, they look pretty sweet. In terms of comfort, they are good. I like the look on them. Look, when I review my IEMs, generally I have a limited sort of amount of time I can spend with a particular IEM. So, with that in mind, I treat my IEMs pretty roughly. And that's just to try and get some kind of idea about the longevity of the IEM, the materials and how they stand up to wear and tear. And after only a couple of weeks using the Yume 2, it's already looking a bit battered on the faceplates there. That's just me though, I never keep it in the case, I just throw these into a bag or into my pocket, so keep that in mind. Now, one thing I did notice is that I lost the mesh cover on the, what side is that, the left side, and I don't know when that happened. I just noticed it recently. That's not necessarily a build quality issue, it's probably something that just happened. And these mesh covers, they're a dime a dozen, they're easy to replace. It's probably just wasn't glued properly or something like that. But I haven't heard any other news about quality issues with the Yume 2, so it shouldn't be a problem. Of course, being polished as they are a fingerprint magnet, but in terms of comfort, these are pretty good. I can wear them all day long and they don't hurt my ears. They got a nice low profile, and the passive noise isolation, I would say, is slightly above average. Then there is the cable, and the cable is, well, it's decent. It's a little bit ordinary really for something at the $200 price point. Did I mention the price? I think I did. $199. Yeah, a little bit ordinary for that, but it handles fine. Not too much to say about that. Let's go back to the IEMs. Now, in a little bit, I will do a comparison with the Moondrop Kato, but for now, let's talk about the Yume 2. And by the way, if you're into audio stuff, you might want to hit that subscribe button, and also you probably should hit that subscribe button anyway. I'm on the road to 10k subs. Looking forward to that day. And when I do reach that number, I will probably do some kind of a giveaway, or maybe even multiple giveaways. But let's start with the graph now. And there it is. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it? It looks kind of familiar. It's not completely different from what we're used to seeing, although it does have a little bit more treble energy than usual. So the overall tonality is slightly brighter than a lot of the Harman tuned stuff. But in general, the overall sound signature is balanced, it's very clean sounding, and it has good coherency and a nice organic feel to it. Now for the bass, and the Yume 2 boasts a bass response that is nimble yet solid. With its fast and punchy delivery, it produces a bass experience that is both exhilarating and satisfying. Listeners can expect to hear kick drums that are snappy and precise, with ample impact and weight behind them, giving a sense of power and energy to the music. The bass guitar, which many recent IEMs delegated to the back corner of the room, is brought to the forefront thanks to the upper bass not being excessively scooped out. and the result is a more immersive listening experience, at least in my honest opinion. Now, the Yume 2's bass is a perfect balance of power and restraint. It feels powerful without being overpowering, and that allows other elements of the music to shine through without being dominated. The bass notes are rich and full with a natural decay that adds warmth and depth to the music. Now on to the mid-range, and Yume 2's mid-range, I would say it is delightful with a balance of clarity and richness that is kind of hard to come by at this price. The mids sound pristine, letting all the details of the music shine through, but without sounding too lean or thin. Vocals, whether male or female, sound lush and full-bodied, yet also articulate and detailed. You can really hear the nuances and emotions in the singing, making for an immersive listening experience. The spacing between instruments and vocals is also noteworthy, creating a sense of space and depth that adds to the realism of the music. Mid-range notes sound organic and smooth without any harshness or roughness, and at the same time, they have a light and refreshing quality that makes the music feel airy and lively. This balance of warmth and liveliness is what sets Yume 2's mid-range apart and makes it a standout feature. Then of course we've got the treble, and in the treble it's pretty nice balance of lightness and detail. It's light and airy with good extension that allows it to shine in the higher frequency ranges. It's also detailed and precise, allowing for clear and crisp hi-hats and cymbals. The treble is also notable for being smooth and non-fatiguing, making for a comfortable listening experience even over extended periods of time. And the subtle treble lift is one of the key elements of Yume 2's clarity. It provides clean, transient attacks, giving instruments such as cymbals and percussion a sense of immediacy and realism. The leading edges of percussion instruments are clean and precise, adding to the overall realism of the music. And while it might not dig up every single micro detail, Yume 2 still offers a good amount of information. Finally, for soundstage and technical performance, I'd say the Yume 2 offers a notable improvement in soundstage compared to the Yume original. It's a slightly more dynamic sound, it's a slightly more V-shape, well maybe not V-shape, but it's slightly more balanced. The original Yume was very mid-centric, mid-forward, and that tends to reduce the size of the soundstage somewhat. Anyway, this one is slightly closer to the V-shape, which is, while not universally favoured, it is executed well in the Yume 2, and it provides a sense of depth and width to the overall listening experience. The additional bass fullness enhances the depth of the stage, while the crisp highs contribute to a wider soundstage. The positional cues are accurate, and the instrument separation is above average. Alrighty, so comparison time. Here is the Moondrop Kato. First thing I'll say, Kato's cable is, in my opinion, it is nicer. It's chunky. Now, in terms of price, look, the Yume 2, the MSRP is like $199 and the Kato is $189, so $10 cheaper at MSRP. However, I was looking today and I did notice that some shops have got the Yume 2 here for as low as $149, so that's a pretty significant difference. And I'll come back round to that in a moment, but let's just do this comparison first. So the Kato and the Yume 2, they both pack a punch in the sub-bass department. They got pretty good sub-bass extension, not huge, but pretty satisfying. The Kato has slightly fuller mid and upper bass though. I would say that Kato's kick bass has better transient attacks. It's sort of got a more defined leading edge, but don't underestimate the Yume 2. It's smooth and it has nice rounded notes. They sound quite natural. When it comes to female vocals, the Kato sort of goes for raw power, while the Yume 2 prefers a softer and sultry approach. Kato's added lift at around 3 kHz might be a little bit too aggressive for some listeners. Like I wouldn't call it shouty, but it is pretty up there, brings female vocals quite forward. Now, both of these share a similar curve in the treble, but the Kato's added upper mid-range lift around that 3 kilohertz that I mentioned gives it an edge in clarity. The resolution during complex music, I would say the Yume 2 actually has a slight edge. Maybe that's due to the hybrid driver setup, or who knows, but yes, slightly better resolution on the Yume 2. However, the Kato sounds a little bit cleaner, has starker notes, perhaps, I want to say better instrument separation, but that is not always the case in complex music. But overall, these are both great IEMs. They're similar in many ways, but each has its own unique flavor. The Kato is cleaner and slightly more aggressive, while the Yume 2 is slightly less aggressive with more rounded and slightly softer notes. So whether you want to rock out or chill out, these have got you covered. Look, as I was saying, the price, if the Yume 2 is going to be around for $149, that's a very tempting proposition. But at the recommended MSRP, $199 for the Yume 2, $189 for the Moondrop Kato. Look, it's a tough one. I would choose the Kato if they were, hovering around that same price. If I were buying one though, and I saw these, that is the SeeAudio for $149, I would probably jump on that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. That is the SeeAudio Yume 2. I think it's a pretty good one. I think it's definitely a step up from the original Yume, and it's a good one. So thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it the old thumbs up, fam audiophile style. And if you're new here, or even if you're not new, give us a subscribe. Hit that button for me. We're on the road to 10K. And yeah, check out the description below. I've got links to all the stuff down there, affiliate links included. And leave a comment too. Have you heard the SeeAudio Yume 2? What do you think? And especially, have you heard both the Kato and the Yume 2? I'd love to know, love to hear your thoughts on those. Anyway, guys, until next time, see you later.